Hi everyone, I am Brittany the Cosmic Lunar Soul. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Welcome back to all my subscribers. Today I am doing the second installment of the Celtic Cross mini-series within my series, I suppose, of Spread Wisdom, where I talk and walk through a fictional reading and explain my thought process behind pulling the cards and evaluating the cards. And yeah, today I'm going to be using the Celtic Cross by Lisa Papez. I'll make sure to link her video in the description. This video is the one that really kickstarted me to even try the Celtic Cross. So hopefully I can make that more enjoyable for you guys, and let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to be using my Rider-Waite-Smith Centennial Tin, my pocket edition. I'm going to use this because it's an easy deck to learn on, and it's small. So Celtic Cross is a very large spread, so I have space. So I'm going to be using my big book of divination. I'm going to go over to Lisa Papez's Celtic Cross. I'm going to just go ahead. And again, this will be, the screenshot of this came from her video, which I will have linked down below. So, in the last video, I did the traditional Celtic Cross, and I did, just a common reading of, like, what's coming towards me in romance, or some variety of that, right? Another common topic I get has to do with job opportunities. So I will ask something similar, but it'll be around that topic. So let's just say we have a current come in and they want to know what job opportunities are coming their way, or something along those lines. So the changes in this one are minor, I would say. So, but I like them. So this one, the first card is the heart of the reading. So in the traditional one, it was the overall situation. This one is going to be the heart of the reading. And then the second card is going to be our cross. This is what affects the issue, either good or bad. This is what, another thing that I liked was that the cross doesn't always have to be bad. It can actually be a good thing. And I'm going to pull all the cards, talk through them, and then we'll get into actually interpreting. So our third position is below. This is the unconscious, or like what's not known to the current. And then the above, this is what is conscious or known to the current. The fifth position is the past. So the way that Lisa has worded this position, I really liked. Journeys that are coming to a close, right? So in regard to our current and their question, in regards to job opportunities, what part of that journey is coming to a close? And then the future, what part of that journey is just beginning? Then we have our column. Our seventh position is internal. So these are internal influences impacting the issue. Basically things internal to the current. External issues, things that are external to the current. This is, again, another one that I don't truly enjoy. The hopes and fears in regards to job opportunities of the current. Okay. And then the key to the outcome. So she only worded it a little differently. In the traditional 10th spot is the outcome. This is the key to the outcome. All right. So I'm going to just reorient these. If you saw my previous video, you know when I have large spreads, actually any spread really, I tend to do this. I like to zoom out and look at everything as a whole, right? So let's go through, let's see what kind of majors we have. We have 1, 2, 3, and they're all in our column, right? So in the Celtic Cross, I feel like this is like the add-on almost, where it just gives you a little bit of extra information, but this is the core of the reading. And maybe I think that way because you can do a cross reading without this portion here. So there are only 3 out of 10 cards that are majors. So, and none of them are in the core part of this reading. So to me, that says like the job opportunities coming to them probably aren't going to be totally impactful. Like it's not necessarily a major change that's going on. It's probably not going to be like, it's not like you're starting a new career. It's not like you're doing a career pivot or getting like this crazy huge promotion that's going to change your life or anything. But it doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that it's a thing that's happening. And then let's look at cups. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 10. So we have 40% cups, 30% majors. We have 1 sword, 1 wand, and 1 pentacle. So only 10% of those. So I would say looking at this, and then because in here we have a lot of cups, right? I would say that maybe this is an emotional journey for our current. And they are looking more so in regards to opportunities that are emotionally fulfilling to them, which is why this outcome is the way that it is. And we'll work our way there. So let's start off with the heart, the core of the issue. We have the Queen of Pentacles, right? So the core of not necessarily the issue, the core of the question, which was, what's coming towards our current in regards to job opportunities. And it seems to me the Queen of Pentacles is someone who has the ability to pick out the opportunities that are right for her. She's also aware of when she should probably root herself down and just be a little stable and go with the flow and how things are. And I can kind of see how these things sort of mismatch. So on top of that, we have the 6 of Wands. So we have our 6 of Wands here. I don't think that this is actually a bad cross. I think that this is just something which is why I like something that affects the question, whether it be good or bad. So the queens are generally, if we're looking in terms of like career and stuff, right? Queen may be somebody who has a lot of good experience, could be considered like, middle management or like upper entry level, like transitioning into that middle management, or maybe that's what Arcurian is looking for. And then the 6 of Wands tells me that they actually are a pretty good employee and probably a pretty good candidate to be an employee. I can't think of the word, but I feel like you guys know what I'm talking about. And then this is where I would like pause and ask, are you looking for stuff within your company? Do you perform well in your company? Is that what you're looking for? And then, versus things external to your company, stuff like that. So the third position is this below. This is what's unconscious and not known to our current. And this is where I would tell her, like, you have a lot of options in regards to jobs, and maybe you're not opening yourself up to all of these different options because you're not aware that you can do it. Usually in regards to career and stuff, this manifests as people not thinking outside of the box in terms of what their skill set can be applied for. And I would say that it reflects very well with this above, which is what's known to the current. And ultimately, they just feel trapped. They feel trapped in what they're doing. I'm assuming based off of these other cards, it's not emotionally fulfilling. It's not validating is the wrong word. I think fulfilling is the right word. It's not fulfilling to them overall. But there's nothing inherently bad because the Eight of Swords is really more of your own mental prison that you put yourself in. And a lot of people end up that way because they put themselves in a box, or they feel like they're not allowed to move on because of X, Y, and Z. They put these like hard boundaries around themselves that don't allow them to move forward freely. So something that is coming to a close, we have the Queen of Cups. So I would say, and again, I mentioned in the first reading that sometimes I think a tarot reading can really trigger different aspects of how people are going to move about in the future. And I think that being overly emotional about this journey, the whole idea of, you know, applying for jobs, interviewing, what jobs you're qualified for, I feel like our current is going to figure out that she doesn't have to be so emotionally invested in this journey because, again, she's a Queen of Pentacles, crossed with the Six of Wands. She's a good catch, right? Like, so it should be the other way around where people are begging her, or I say her, but, you know, begging our current for a job or to move up or to stay where she's at. And realizing that she is the catch that is at Six of Wands and can release that overly emotional connection that she has to this process. Now, what's interesting is we're leaving that behind, but it worries me because maybe she's not leaving it all behind, or maybe it changes into something else that she's masking. And this, with this Ace of Cups. So with this would tell me that maybe this is something that she wants to do. She just doesn't know how to do it. And in cases like that, I tend to recommend people, if they have the resources, to go to a counselor, like a career counselor, or right, like a therapist, or I don't know, life coach feels so influency. But you know what I'm getting at, right? You guys get what I'm throwing out. Alrighty, so for the seventh position, we have the internal influences impacting the question. We have the Emperor. This feels very much why this is happening, the Eight of Swords. The Emperor can be very rigid, and they see things how they see things. There's like hard set boundaries sometimes in the negative with the Emperor. It can be good sometimes where you're able to, they can be very logical and get things done, very good for like program management and stuff like that. But when you're trying to break free of bounds and open yourself up to these other options, the Emperor kind of counters that. The external influence, so the things that are affecting our current from the outside, is the Chariot. This is where they are taking things personally. I would feel like it mirrors like what I was saying about the Queen, where they're so emotionally invested and they're really wanting to win and succeed at all costs, but the cost is really their emotional well-being and mental well-being. So I feel like, you know, this is probably something that they would want to hone in on. Greatest hopes and fears. So this is interesting. We have the Hierophant. The Hierophant, though in traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, can be very religious. It feels very much like this mentorship. So I wonder if they worry about disappointing someone other than themselves, but they are internalizing it, and that's where like this energy comes from. Because a Hierophant can also be like a teacher or a mentor or someone that our current looks up to, and how are they affecting our current's journey in regard to these job opportunities that are coming. So we have the key to the outcome, which is why I like the key to the outcome a little better than this just being the outcome, because that means two different things, right? For outcome, with the Five of Cups, that means this is how things are going to turn out. But I feel like with the key to the outcome, it kind of gives you the ability to move around that energy a little bit. So the Five of Cups generally is like a card of disappointment. And I feel like if you are following through, and I will say one of the things that's not in this, as I've come to like look at other spreads and stuff, is the advice. So usually what I would do is when I would zoom out, I have that overarching advice that I mentioned in the beginning of the video. Go back and check it out. And then I would apply that to the key to the outcome. So here I would say that the key is to stop putting so much pressure, because it means that the current has only been focusing on how things have not been working out or the things that have been going wrong, stuff like that. But the reality is, in the Five of Cups, is not all the cups are tipped over. There's still good things that are happening, but you've become so singularly focused on the one or two things that aren't going exactly to plan that you're no longer breaking out of that box and seeing the good things that are happening. Your walls are so high, you've created this impenetrable box for yourself that you can't see outside of it. So that is generally how I would walk through Lisa Papez's Celtic Cross. Guys, if you saw the last video and then you saw this one, what do you think in comparison? What do you think about how she reinterpreted the Celtic Cross, the different individual placements of the cards? And what would you change, I guess? Just comment below and let me know. All right. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.